Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. Today we are going to do a 3 looks, 1 palette featuring my Glamlite Ice Cream Dream palette. I had so much fun playing with this palette. This is the newest, well, one of the newest palettes in my collection. I bought 2 at the same time, but this was the one that like really caught my eye first, so I definitely wanted to dig in and get my little grubby hands on this one first and film a 3 looks 1 palette. This is the 3rd and final look. If you're curious about any of the looks, I will have timestamps in the description box. I'm not going to go over my general thoughts in this video. I'm going to do like a whole review on the products that I did receive from Glamlite that I purchased myself. But yeah, let me know if there's any colors that you are hoping that I reach for in here. Let me know again, well, not again, let me know what your favorite look is after you've watched them all in the comment section down below, and stay on the lookout. I have a feeling I'm going to be dipping into this to do some like Instagram, like quick snapshot looks. So I've been really enjoying doing like my 1 minute or less kind of tutorials, and I'd love to dip into this a little bit more. Let me know what colors you'd like to see if you want to see any of those like very quick looks. And this is by no means saying that you need this palette. You can definitely dupe this out and use palettes and shades that you already have in your collection to get some of these looks that I've created today. But yeah, that is, I'm not going to ramble too long because this video is probably going to be long because the tutorial videos, just like 3 looks 1 palettes typically are a little bit longer videos. So let's just skip a few days back and we'll go to look number 1. Okay, we are extra zoomed in for look number 1. Full disclosure, Bandit is in here. He is eating his breakfast. He is having a great time. The dog is so food motivated. He is obsessed with food. So if you hear any weird like slurping or munching and crunching, it is him. It is my sweet puppy. He is going to town on his slow feeder, which is very cute. I have absolutely no clue what colors to work with. You could get a neutral look out of here, and maybe I will do a neutral look. Not as my first look. I think I'm gonna do a look focused around this shade here called Gelato. It's just a really beautiful shade. It is swatched right here on my hand. It's the second purpley kind of shade. I have a rag here that I'm gonna wipe all my makeup brushes off on, but I think I'm going to start with Honey Lavender, which is that guy. I think that'll blend very nicely. In terms of, I might have to dip into like my loose powder to get a shade that I am more comfortable blending out some of these very colorful things. This palette does come with a mirror, which is nice. I could be using this, but I have a mirror like sit right in front of me too, which is great. Actually, this color is very like easy to blend. It's really just soft. It looks like you can build this shade up slightly. I don't think it's ever going to be a shade that's like, it gets super dark, super impactful, but I feel like you can get it pretty opaque and the color payoff can get pretty darn good with this. It almost looks more, I mean, periwinkle on my eyes than I feel like it looks in the pan here. But I feel like there's not a great shade to deepen this kind of color out though in this palette, which is kind of a, I guess, a drawback. Like, I don't want to say drawback, but I'm just gonna have a hard time finding a color to deepen this out. I guess I'm gonna go in with this shade, which isn't really the tone that I want, but I think that this is gonna be the best thing to deepen out this. Oh man, no, this is not the kind of tone I want. Okay, I am barely tapping into this shadow though, and it is very, like, this black cherry shade is very, very intense. So I'm going to pick up Honey Lavender again and just kind of blend and layer it on top a little bit to almost make black cherry a little bit more of the shade that I was kind of wanting a little bit more of that cooler toned rather than that bright kind of pinky toned. Okay, yeah, I really like how Honey Lavender like can layer on top of that deeper shade and kind of transform it into a much more like blue based kind of shade rather than the intense like black cherry-esque kind of shade that it was. Okay, just for a little added richness, I am going to go in with the shade Chocolate there, which is just, I would say that that's the darkest color in the palette. I'm going to take the same brush that I was using before, and we're going to very lightly put it on that outer corner. I might top just a shimmer on the outer corner that looks a little bit deeper. I'm not sure. Picking up a little bit more of black cherry, I'm going to just tap on top of Chocolate. Literally just tapping into it. That was the more warm toned purple that we put down. Now I am picking up more Honey Lavender, which was that first shade, and I'm just kind of running that through everything. Actually, I don't hate the blend on that. Like, that looks pretty darn nice, I think. At least in person it does. I don't know how that's translating on camera. I'm not really paying attention to my monitor right now, if I'm being honest. I am going to take, what was that shade? Gelato, which was this guy here. I'm going to put it on without glitter primer, and then I'm going to tap a glitter glue and see if it, like on one eye, and then see if it looks different on the other eye. Just taking a flat shader brush. Ooh. I feel like I'm pleasantly surprised with the payoff of this already. Like, no glitter primer or anything underneath. I am getting a tiny amount of fallout. I think that's more my error. I'm kind of picking up a decent amount of this product to put it on. So I think the fallout is totally user, not palette itself. I am going to pop just a dot of my NYX. Mine is so worn off. This is such a used and abused product. A little bit, I got some up here, oops. NYX glitter primer. And then pick up the same shade on the same brush. Does it actually look more intense? I think it probably does, but let me just finish putting it on the whole eye and then get a closer look. Yeah, it definitely looks more metallic than the other side, but I don't, like, if you don't have the NYX glitter primer, I think that side still looks beautiful. I think this side, just in person at least, looks a little bit more impactful and a little bit more opaque right off the rip. But I am going to take a little bit of the NYX glitter primer, and we're just going to tap on top to make it as intense as the other side. I really like this. Okay, I'm going to take the brush that had chocolate and black cherry. We're just going to do some light buffing of the edge here. And then I'm going to take a touch of Honey Lavender and then just blend that. Starting my brush over here to kind of help the blend of the matte, and then I'll pick up a little more just to blend the edge of Gelato out. Okay, and then I'm going to take a clean brush right here, and I'm just going to buff the edges. This might have some residual like cream color shadow. I usually pick up a cream color shadow to blend out other colors if I get a little carried away. I don't think I'm getting carried away with this, but I just want to make sure that the edges are blended as much as possible. Man, this like cute little fallout of the red is throwing me off, like completely throwing me off. You know, I'm going to take with just my finger, I guess. We'll just take my finger. I'm going to dip into Taro, which is this guy. I'm going to use that to just bridge the gap between this. So I'm just going to pick it up. Not a ton. Just to hopefully blend where this cooler toned Gelato meets the warmer toned like outer corner. Yeah, I think that helped a little bit more than what it was before. Okay, I'm going to take the cleaner blending brush and just kind of fluff everything that I just did. No rhyme or reason, really. Okay, so I'm going to do my face makeup, and I'll be right back for my lower lash line. So I have my face of makeup on. We're going to just do the lower lash line. I have a cat roaming around who is in a very playful mood now that the puppy is outside. The dog, mind you, like the dog loves being outside, so I'm not like leaving him out there for hours and hours and hours. He will be content. There's a lot of other dogs in the area. He loves hanging out outside in the sunshine in our backyard. It's great. So I don't exactly know what I want to do on the lower lash line. I'm thinking black cherry first. So I'm going to take the same brush that I've been using, tap a little bit of black cherry. I'm going to get a closer mirror because I need one for this kind of thing. But I am going to just tap that as close to the lower lash line as I can possibly get. Ooh, that's this color, like normally, like last year Laura would be so intimidated by that color, but this year Laura is like, girl, give me all of the warm toned, like plummy shades. It's so weird how forcing myself to wear those kinds of shades in my pan, those eyeshadows, made me like purple eyeshadows. I used to really hate wearing purple because I just thought that I looked like a bruise. I always thought I looked punched in the face with them. So it's very nice that through branching out in pan those eyeshadows, I've been able to find a way to work with a color that intimidated me to high heavens and actually want to wear that color that used to be like, oh. I took honey lavender, by the way, and I went on the lower lash line just to kind of blend on top to make it not as, because it was like very red toned. I like a red toned purple, which I like now, but just to tie in with this look a little bit better, I thought that would be a little bit more appropriate. I'm kind of torn between what I should put on the inner corner. Okay, I wish you guys were here to help me decide, but I have a very light purple here, or just like the white shimmer. Or I could even put cotton candy, which is that blue. I'm thinking blueberry cheesecake. I might tap the white shade on top of it to just like lighten it up even more. So first I'm going to take this. This shade is blueberry cheesecake. I might take French vanilla up here to tap on top of it. We will see if we'll see how that looks. So I have a fluffy like brush that's attached to this like dual ended one, but I've been using it for like inner corner, so I can like diffuse my inner corner just very easily. I've really been liking this for that. Yeah, I feel like I want a little bit brighter of an inner corner, so I am going to tap into French vanilla, which was this shade right here. Same brush, just going to swirl it in. Oh yeah. Can you tell the difference? That side's just a lot more bright now. They layered beautifully. I'm surprised. Okay, and then I'm going to take taro and then just kind of go very close to the lash line down there. Just like on the inner most portion. I'm going to wipe my brush off, and then I'm going to take ube? No, that was gelato. I'm going to take taro now, which is this more like red toned purple. I'm going to take it on this brush, and then I'm going to tap it right, I'll show you, like right bridging the gap between gelato and like the black cherry shade. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit more of French vanilla just because I feel like I lost some of that brightness, and I'm going to almost drag it slightly under where like gelato is to just brighten up that whole portion of the inner eye. Like I threw my face highlighter, which was Luxie Pandora. I mixed on my cheeks. I mixed Becca Moonstone, I think, Moonlight, with Pandora tapped on top, and then Pandora just looks so good with like this look, I think. Say hi, buddy. Hi. He hates this. Okay, that is look number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys like the color scheme that we did today. I wish I could say let me know what color you'd like to see next. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a full neutral look with this. Even though when I look at this palette, the neutrals are not like what draws me in. It's definitely like the bright colors. But I will see you in another day for look, well, I guess you'll see me in a moment. I'll see you in another day for look number 2. We are here zoomed in for look number 2. I am not going to lie. This is the 3rd time I've attempted to begin filming the second portion of this video. I have very needy animals, and having a puppy is no joke at all. I am wearing a pink shirt, so I am going to do a pink look, which is not my norm. I normally don't do pink eyeshadow looks. Normally that is just not a color I play with. Not because I don't like it, I just don't find myself leaning towards greens. So I am an idiot. First thing we're going to do is pick up Mochi. Well, first thing we're going to do is cry about the shade that I have just demolished. However, the nice thing is it's not my favorite shade. It's not like a shade that I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite shade. And place this into the transition-y area of my crease like that. That's cute though. Like, this blends very, very nicely. Okay, now I'm just blending kind of up and out. Cool. I am going to take a little bit of raspberry, which is this guy here. I'm going to just take it on a pretty small blending brush. I think we're going to do a halo eye with this color. Like a nice pink halo eye pastel-y moment. Every time I dip into the shadow, I'm literally tapping. Like, I'm not doing much. I am just tapping into the shadow. That is just how like impactful like tapping in looks. I'm going to take the brush that we were using before and then just blend the outer or like the edges of it. And we'll go from here. So that is what we're looking like now. And I am not 100% sure. I think I'm going to take Black Cherry, which we used in the last look. And then I'm going to look at the two shimmers that I want to use and see which one I actually do want to use. And just the very outer portion of this look. Yeah, just on the outer V. Like, I don't really feel the necessity to make the inner one darker. I'm taking the brush that we used the last shade for the inner and outer and just kind of blending Black Cherry into it. So that is what we're looking like now. And I'm going to pick up Strawberry. And, you know, I am going to use glitter glue. So this is what they look like just swatched out. That's Strawberry. This is Rainbow Sherbet. I'm just going to pick up Strawberry, but I am going to take my NYX glitter glue and tap just a bit of that onto the inner portion of my lid, like so. I actually think I might take both shades, Rainbow Sherbet and Strawberry. We're going to start with Strawberry though, and then just kind of buff the edges out with Rainbow Sherbet. So let's take a bit of a fatter paddle brush. We're going to just pick up Strawberry and tap that all over the center of the lid. Okay, and now that we have strawberry all tapped on the center, I'm going to pick up Rainbow Sherbet, which is, you can't see it, that guy down there. I'm going to flip the brush over, pick up Rainbow Sherbet, and then just put it on the very outer portions of where we laid strawberry. I'm going to pick up a little bit more strawberry and then tap it again on the very center of this. I don't know if it got lost in the sauce. So okay, and since we have such a dramatically pink upper lid like this, I think I'm going to complement it with green. I just think green and pink are really cute together, so I'm going to slap the rest of my makeup on and then be back for my lower lash line. Okay, so we are here now. Everything but my lips is on, but we're fine with that. I'm going to use this guy here, which is pistachio. My brush is stained green. It's fine. There's like no product that actually comes off, so we're good. We're good to go. So picking up some pistachio. I realize now I need a mirror to like get a little bit closer, so we're just going to do this now. Shade almost seems a little like less pigmented than some of the other shades in the palette right off the bat, but it also could be just like the area I'm applying it. I usually like to apply things a little bit softer to the lower lash line just because it's a much smaller area than like the upper lid. Okay, and now that we have this green placed down like so, I am going to take, I'm going to make a bunch of noise first, but for next I'm going to take the shade here, which is called Birthday Cake, which doesn't seem like it would be the best fit, but it's like the only shimmery green we have. I'm just going to take it on a very small brush and apply it right to the center of the lower lash line. Just as like a little extra pop. Oh, I can't see. Now I'm not having any other product on the brush. I'm just kind of blending the edges, and then I'm going to take the same brush that I was applying pistachio and then just kind of buff very lightly. That is that. I'm going to wipe this brush on my hand because I don't have a washcloth in here right now. And I want to use this brush for my inner corner, which I think we're just going to continue to use French Vanilla up there. It's just the brightest, and I think it'll blend between these two shades really nicely without like distracting from the fact that we have two different colors on the top and lower. That is very, very nice. And then I'm going to take just, this brush usually just has like a blending shade. I'm going to take a little bit of French Vanilla on this and then just hit the very top portion. I already put my face highlighter on my brow bone, but I like a little extra. We all know I love a good bright highlight, you know. I actually think I want to deepen this corner out too, so I'm going to pick a little bit more black cherry and help just deposit more color in that outer corner. Then picking up a little bit of raspberry, which was the slightly lighter. I'm going to pick up a little bit of mochi, which was the very first color, and then just help blend just right there. Nothing too wild, just kind of ensuring that the color still shows up but isn't just slapped on. Okay, so that is the finished look 2. It's definitely brighter than I kind of went in imagining that it would be, but I really like it. The pink is beautiful. I wish there was more green that were like true green, like that pistachio shade, and not just like teal, just to complement that kind of tone in this palette. There's definitely teal shades that can complement together, but I think pistachio is missing a counterpart in this palette. But otherwise, I really like this look, and I think The last look might be a neutral look. I have not decided yet. Let's just scoot on to look number 3. Okay, so we are here at look number 3. I have my window open today, so if you hear some ambient background noise such as airplanes, birds, bandit barking, I will do my best to edit it out, but I figure today we are going to do a neutral look using the Glamlite ice cream palette. I figure that would be a good representation of the whole palette in and of itself. I might put some yellow, since I am wearing this top that has like yellow on it. I might put some yellow like accent somewhere. We'll see. There's no like traditional blending shade in this palette. So I think actually what I'm going to do is start out with the yellow and use that as like my initial transition shade. So let's do that. Let's do that. Picking up just a tiny bit. This palette has shocked me with how pigmented it is pretty much right off the bat. So tapped in once, I tapped in one more time to kind of do the rest of the crease. Yeah, I just am using this strictly as a transition kind of color. Honestly, like the lightest touch of yellow. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it, which is kind of the point to use this. I don't want it to be super intense. I want it to be relatively noticeable that I'm wearing yellow, not like wham bam in your face. Okay, now that we have the yellow down, I am going to pick up the shade Peanut Butter over here, and that is going to be our next transition shade. I'm going to start it actually over on this side of the lid, which I don't normally start my creases over here. Okay, taking the same brush, I'm gonna pick up this guy here, which is Butter Pecan. It's just a little deeper, a little more warm toned. I'm gonna flip my brush to the not dirty side and pick up a bit of that, and we're just gonna put that on the outer edge of this. Just kind of want to play with as many colors in this palette as I can. It is a pretty large palette. It's 30 shades of eyeshadow, so it's a substantial amount. I definitely think I prefer that peanut butter shade to this, but it might just also be the fact that I'm doing a look using more neutrals, and I like that tone of peanut butter. It's a more neutral tone. Then I'm going to pick up a brush that is stained from this palette actually, and it'll be fine once I actually wash it, but I'm going to pick up Chocolate, which I've used in almost all of these looks I feel like, but it is the deepest and it is the brown in the palette, so I'm going to just tap that on the outer corner. Nothing too wild and crazy with that. Chocolate actually reads a little, and I don't think I have, I definitely I spot washed this with the Cinema Secrets brush cleaner, so it shouldn't have any remnants of shadows in it, but it does look like it is a little bit more warm toned, almost like a reddy kind of brown, which I don't hate, and I think it lends itself to the colors in this palette very, very nicely. Since this outer portion is looking a little bit warmer than I want, I am going to pick up Peanut Butter on that same brush that I used it before. I'm just going to tap over it to kind of mellow this shade down and just cool it down a little bit more than it is normally. Okay, and then taking the brush that had the yellow on it, we're gonna, no product, I'm not picking up product, but we're gonna just blend the edges of this out. I do think that helped cool it down. At least in person, it looks a lot more cooled down. I don't know how it is coming across on camera, because in my monitor it still looks pretty intensely warm on that outer edge, but that is absolutely fine. We're gonna work through it. Okay, and really the only other thing is to put a shimmer on the lid. So I'm gonna go in with this guy here. This is Salted Caramel. It is more of a neutral tone out of all of these, and I think it's the most, when I swatched it, it was the most impactful. So I'm gonna just do it dry. I've been really enjoying trying them without a glitter glue, and then if I need to, tapping a glitter glue on top of it. So we will just do this. I'm wondering if these are shadows. I don't normally like to use my finger with eyeshadows. I'm going to pick it up and just try it on this eye. Oh. Yeah, night and day. Night and flippin' day for that. Can you tell? I'm not going to look up so you guys can see, but I can definitely tell in person how much more impactful this side that I'm applying it with my finger is. Night and day. Night and day. This, I don't like this application. A glitter glue kind of solves that for me. Just, I don't know why I don't really like to use my fingers for it. I just don't feel like I get as much precision, and having more hooded eyelids, I definitely feel like I like the control and precision of using a actual brush versus like my fingertips. Especially since, well, I mean, I don't know if it really matters, because half the time when I look up, I get eyeshadow all over my like crease anyway, and I guess maybe like in this circumstance where I just got a bunch of shadow in my like inner corner where I don't want it. I'm going to take the brush that had the yellow on it. There's no extra product, so I'm just going to blend that out. That's really it for the top lash. I don't really want to go too crazy, but I think on the lower lash line, I want to play with some more of these colors. Like in particular, red velvet just looks so pretty. So I'm going to pick up red velvet on, let's do this like flat kind of shader brush. I don't know, whatever you have will work, honestly. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't think the tone goes well with this eye look, if I'm being honest. That is 100% my fault, though. I just kind of wanted to use it. So I am going to pick the same brush. I'm going to pick up some peanut butter, which was that cooler toned, just to chill this out a little bit. I will say these shadows blend and like layer so nicely on the lid. All right, and the last thing I'm going to do is I am going to pick up, just tapping twice into the yellow, just for that lower lash right here. Hoping yellow will save the day. And I feel like it did. I like that a little more. Then I'm going to pick up the brush that had like peanut butter on it, and I'm going to do like a once over kind of fluff. I am going to tap just a smidge more salted caramel on. I don't want it to get lost. I don't know. I just wanted to build it up a smidge more, and I like that. So the last thing, I'm like, do I want to put a yellow inner corner, or do I just want to do French vanilla, which is the white? We'll leave it with French vanilla. I think the yellow might throw it off too much. Too much. Actually, I am going to pick a little bit of Lemon Up, which was the yellow metallic, and just kind of layer that for a little bit of a pop, but not like too much of a pop. And that is really it. I'm going to put my mascara and stuff on, and I'll be back. So that is it for that. Let me know which look was your favorite. I think, like, surprisingly, this look is like such a breath of fresh air, since I don't do neutral moments that often. But that first look featuring some of the blue and purple shadows, like these guys, was so stunning in my opinion. That was definitely my favorite. This was a close second. But yeah, that is it for this 3 looks 1 palette. Let me know which look is your favorite. Let me know if there is a color that I didn't play with in this palette that you want to see a look for. I've been really enjoying filming like quick little tutorials for my Instagram. It's usually, the looks take 15 minutes, but I cut them down into like a bite-sized 1 minute or less kind of format for that purpose. But yeah, let me know if there's any colors in here that I didn't use that you are curious about, and I would love to film one of those little videos on Instagram. But yeah, that is it. That is everything for this video. I hope you guys are staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!